Are you ready to order?
Yes. I will have the chicken.
Great! Soup or salad? What kind of dressing? And would you prefer fries or a baked potato?
I suddenly do not want the chicken. I will just have water.
That is a very real panic. You prepare your order perfectly, but the server asks a question you did not expect.
I just wanted dinner. I did not want an exam.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Learning, real English for real life.
Hello, I'm Jake.
And I'm Lily. Today, we are conquering the restaurant menu.
Eating at a restaurant in English can feel terrifying. The server speaks quickly, and the room is incredibly loud.
Yes, and everyone is waiting for you to speak. Many people freeze and simply point at the menu.
Or worse, you order something you dislike just to escape the conversation.
I know people who have eaten strange meals simply to avoid speaking English.
Today, we will fix that. We are exploring restaurant English without panic.
We will give you the exact phrases you need to order, change a dish, and slow the interaction down.
You do not need to memorize a dictionary to eat dinner.
Exactly. And you do not need to catch every word. Follow the main idea first.
The useful phrases will become clearer as we talk.
By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to recover when you completely misunderstand the waiter.
So, what actually happens in our minds when that server first walks up to the table?
You prepare your perfect sentence. You hold the menu and you are ready to say, "I would like the chicken, please."
But before you can speak, the server arrives and asks a question you did not study.
Yes. They might say, "Still" or "sparkling," or "Can I start you off with some appetizers?"
And immediately, your brain stops working. You assume your English is just not good enough for this restaurant.
That is the common assumption. Many people believe they failed because they missed one specific vocabulary word.
Exactly. You feel put on the spot, so you freeze, you point at a picture of a hamburger, and you just hope for the best.
But the real problem is usually not your vocabulary. The problem is actually cognitive overload.
Cognitive overload. That sounds like a computer crashing.
It feels like a crash. It means your brain is trying to process too much information at the exact same time.
That is painfully accurate. The restaurant is incredibly loud, plates are clinking, and the server is speaking at lightning speed.
Right. You are trying to listen to them, translate their words, and plan your own perfect sentence simultaneously.
I hear you, but how does knowing that help me get my dinner? The server is still standing there waiting for my answer.
It changes your goal. You do not need to pass a perfect listening test. You only need to manage the interaction.
So, I do not have to understand every single word they say to me?
No, you just need to catch the main idea. To catch something means to hear and understand enough to keep the conversation moving forward.
Okay, but what if I really do not catch the main idea? What if the server asks a long question about side dishes?
That is the terrifying moment. You have to decide whether to guess or ask them to repeat the question.
And asking them to repeat it often feels like admitting a huge failure. How do you slow the interaction down without feeling completely awkward?
You slow the interaction down by taking control of the timing. You do not have to answer immediately.
That feels completely impossible. The server is standing there with a pen, staring at me.
Let us look at a real situation. Imagine you are ordering dinner.
Okay, I am at a loud steakhouse. I close the menu. I confidently say, "I will have the steak."
Perfect. Then the server leans in, speaking quickly, and asks, How would you like that cooked? And did you want the mashed potatoes or the seasonal vegetables?
There is the system crash. I heard the word cooked, but I completely missed the second half.
Exactly. That is cognitive overload. So what is your instinctive reaction?
I assume they are judging me, so I panic and say, "Sorry, my English is bad. Can you repeat everything?"
That is a natural reaction. But the server is not judging you. They are just trying to bring you food.
That is a relief, but I still do not know what they just asked me.
You do not need to apologize for your English. You just need a recovery phrase.
So I should not just say, "What?" and stare at them?
No what sounds too sharp. Instead, you can use a frame to target exactly what you missed.
How do I do that if my mind is frozen?
You use this pattern, sorry, what were the options for, and then name the category.
Oh, I see. That prevents them from repeating the entire sentence again.
Right. You only need the missing piece. You can say, sorry, what were the options for the side dish?
That sounds very calm. Sorry, what were the options for the side dish?
Yes. Or if they asked about a salad, you could say, sorry, what were the options for the dressing?
That is useful. It shows I was listening, but I just missed one small detail.
Exactly. You are not a failing student taking an exam. You are simply a customer buying dinner.
I like that shift in perspective, but there is still one terrifying risk here.
What is the hidden risk?
What if I use that beautiful phrase, "The server repeats the options perfectly," and I still have absolutely no idea what those words mean?
That is the ultimate fear. You isolated the missing detail, but the vocabulary itself is still completely unknown.
Right. If the server says, "We have coleslaw or quinoa," hearing it a second time does not help. I just hear sounds.
And here is where we need a key distinction. You are confusing a vocabulary test with a dinner decision.
It certainly feels like a test when a stranger is standing there waiting for my answer.
I understand that. Let us look at two different reactions. First, you try to translate the words, you panic, and you apologize for your English.
That is my usual method. I just assume I have ruined the interaction.
In the second reaction, you accept that you do not know the word, and you simply ask for a recommendation.
Oh, so I just shift the pressure back to them.
Exactly. You can say, which do you prefer? Or, what is your most popular side dish?
Which do you prefer? That is incredibly simple.
It works perfectly. The server will usually describe the food in simpler words, or just pick the best one for you.
But what if I am a picky eater? What if they recommend the one thing I truly hate?
That is a very real limitation. If you have strict food preferences, you cannot always leave the choice to chance.
So what is the backup plan in that situation?
You bypass their options entirely and ask for a standard item. You can say, can I just get French fries instead?
Oh, that is smart. Almost every restaurant has fries or a basic side salad.
Yes. You do not need to understand their complicated seasonal vegetables. You just need a safe default.
So I am not failing the conversation. I am just choosing a different path to get my food.
Exactly. You are choosing safe selection over perfect comprehension. You are taking control of the menu.
I like that feeling of control, but I think I need a clear system of these phrases before I actually sit down at a table.
We can organize this into a 3-step plan called the Menu Survival Toolkit.
I am ready. What is step 1?
Step 1 is state. You state your main order confidently. I will have the chicken.
Okay, that is the easy part. But then cognitive overload happens.
Right. So step 2 is target. If they ask a long question, you target the missing detail.
That is our recovery phrase. Sorry, what were the options for the side dish?
Exactly. And step 3 is shift. If you still do not understand the vocabulary, you shift the pressure back to them.
By asking, which do you prefer? Or asking for a safe default like fries.
Yes, state, target, shift. Let us test it. Imagine you are ordering fish.
Okay, I will have the fish, please.
Excellent choice. And did you want the seasonal risotto or the steamed medley with that?
Oh wow, I missed that entirely. So I will target. I would say, sorry, what were the side options?
We have the risotto or the vegetable medley.
Still completely confused, so I shift. Which do you prefer?
Perfect. It sounds completely natural.
But wait, I see a small problem with the shift step.
What is the difficult case?
What if they ask how my steak is cooked? I cannot ask the server what they prefer. That sounds strange.
That is a valid objection. The shift step fails there. For meat, you must have a safe selection ready in advance.
Like deciding on medium before the server even arrives.
Yes. Now, let us give the listener a chance to practice the target step.
Okay, you are the server.
Would you like the soup or our house salad? Imagine you missed the options. How do you ask using our phrase? Speak your answer out loud.
You would say, sorry, what were the options for the starter?
Exactly. You are managing the interaction instead of freezing.
I feel much better about this, but I want to make sure I am pronouncing these phrases correctly before we finish.
Let us slow down for today's meaning moments.
I am definitely ready for the vocabulary review.
Earlier, you said that unexpected restaurant questions make you feel put on the spot.
Yes, the server stares at me and I forget every word I know.
Exactly. To be put on the spot means you are suddenly forced to answer a question under pressure.
It is that terrible feeling when everyone is waiting for your brain to work.
That is a perfect description. Repeat. Put on the spot.
Put on the spot.
Next, we talked about how you do not need to hear perfectly. You just need to catch the main idea.
Like trying to catch a ball, but with words.
That is a great image. In listening, to catch something means to hear and understand it successfully.
So if the restaurant is loud, I might say, sorry, I did not catch that.
Exactly. Repeat. Catch the main idea.
Catch the main idea.
Finally, we talked about having a safe default.
Right, like always ordering French fries when the vegetable options sound like a foreign language.
Yes, a default is what happens automatically when you make no other choice. A safe default is your reliable backup plan.
It removes the pressure completely. I just ask for fries.
Repeat. Safe default.
Safe default.
Now let us move to say it better. We will upgrade some basic restaurant phrases.
What is the first basic sentence?
I do not understand you.
That sounds a little aggressive. Or maybe just panicked.
It does. A stronger, more natural version is, sorry, what were the options for the side dish?
That is our target step. It keeps the conversation polite and focused.
Exactly. Our second basic sentence is, what is good here?
I say that a lot. Is it wrong?
It is not wrong, but it is very broad. A warmer, more conversational upgrade is, which do you prefer?
That is our shift step. It asks for a personal recommendation instead of a list.
Now it is time for a small practice task.
How does this work?
Here is a model sentence. Sorry, what were the options for the salad?
Okay, I hear the pattern.
Imagine the server just asked a long question about drinks, but you missed the choices. Use that same pattern. Speak your new sentence out loud.
You would say, "Sorry, what were the options for the drinks?"
Perfect. You are managing the moment beautifully.
I feel much more prepared. I actually want to go to a restaurant now just to test these phrases.
You do not have to stare at a restaurant menu and hope for the best anymore.
The biggest change for me is realizing that the server is not an examiner. They just want to know what food to bring.
Exactly. When the restaurant is loud and they speak quickly, you are not failing a test. You are simply experiencing cognitive overload.
So, I state my main order, and if I miss a fast question, I just target the missing detail.
Yes, you politely isolate the category. And if the vocabulary itself is still confusing, you shift the pressure back to them.
I ask what they prefer, or I just use my safe default and happily order some French fries.
That is your small action step for this week. Before you walk into an English-speaking restaurant, decide on one safe default.
It completely removes the pressure. Speaking of that, we have a question for you today.
What is your favorite safe default when you order food? Tell us in the comments below.
Are you a French fry person, or do you always choose a basic salad? We would love to read your answers.
If this conversation helped you feel a little more prepared for your next meal out, please subscribe to Everyday English Learning.
I am genuinely looking forward to my next dinner out. I might even ask about the seasonal vegetables just to practice.
You are perfectly capable of managing the interaction, even if you never catch every single word.
Exactly. A menu is just a list of choices, not a measure of your intelligence.
I'm Lily.
And I'm Jake.
Thank you for sitting at our table today. We will talk to you soon.
Enjoy your dinner and speak at your own pace.